Look, if you've been to the grocery store recently, you've probably felt it. That sinking feeling when you look at your receipt and you just spent over $100 when this was supposed to be just a quick trip. And the thing is that it's not just you. Prices have skyrocketed. But the good news is that you don't actually have to give up quality to start spending less. See, I've tested dozens of strategies, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you 10 of them that actually work. And you don't need to do all of them. Just pick 2 or 3 of them and you'll start to see a difference. And stick around because the last tip is a sneaky way that your budget might be getting drained without you even knowing it. So let's start with what you can do before you even leave the house. Use what you already have. Before you make your list, check your fridge, your pantry, your freezer, and check to see what you already have. Chances are you actually have enough ingredients to make 1, 2, or maybe even 3 meals with what you already have. And if you're not sure what to make, put those ingredients that you have into ChatGPT and ask for it to come up with several meals for you. By using AI, you can have so many meals instantly typed and written out for you with the ingredients that you already have. And while you're planning, utilize AI to form your list in smarter ways. After you build your list, say it's eggs, potato, maybe some chicken, and some other items as well, plug it into AI and ask for it to organize it by your store's layout. Less wandering means fewer distractions, and fewer distractions means fewer temptations. And you can even ask it things like, what's a cheaper but comparable version of the pasta that I'm used to buying? Or even, what's another store that I could shop at that carries these items but usually has them for a cheaper price? It's really like having a digital grocery coach right in your pocket. Okay, and one more thing before you head out the door. And this is one of the oldest tricks in the book, but I still find myself falling for it. And it's to not shop while you're hungry. See, hungry me is not financially responsible me. And that's how you end up with a box of cookies and 3 extra bags of chips that you didn't plan for. Eat before you shop. Your wallet and your stomach will thank you. All right, so now that you've planned like a pro, let's talk about how to spot some of those hidden traps that stores might set for you when you're inside. The first one is to look lower on shelves. See, have you ever reached for pasta or yogurt and just grabbed the one that was directly at eye level? See, that's actually no accident. Stores will actually put the pricier items directly where your eyes typically will land, and that's at eye level. But just 1 or 2 shelves down are great products, but for a lower price. You see, these aren't always perfect substitutes, but you can find some excellent deals that are extremely similar to the items and products that you're used to buying. And speaking of finding better deals in plain sight, don't sleep on store brands. With big name brands, you're often paying for the name and the logo. Store brands like Kirkland or Equate have seriously leveled up over time and can have some fantastic products for a fraction of the cost. So just try it. If you dislike it, no harm, no foul. But if you do like it, that's money saved every single time you buy that store brand over the name brand going forward. Now, even with smart product choices, you can still overspend if you lose focus. So stick to the list. It's easy to say, but harder to do. The moment that you walk into a store, the distractions start. The flashy labels, the low price or limited time buy now signs are everywhere. But stay locked in. If it's not on the list, it stays on the shelf. So you've made it through the aisles, but now comes the final test. And that's the checkout lane traps. At this point of the shopping experience, your brain might be pretty tired. And that's why the colorful candy and the gum and the drinks are placed right there. They're placed to grab your attention when your guard is down. But stay focused on checking out and not checking the shelves. Those small extras can easily add $5 to $10 to your total. Okay, so those are the in-store moves, but let's zoom out for a second because sometimes the way to have the biggest savings is by looking at your approach altogether. Here's a question that I want you to consider. What if the reason that you feel like you're overspending at grocery stores is because you're shopping at stores that are more expensive to begin with? If you're shopping at stores that you always have, consider shopping at different stores. My wife and I switched to Aldi, Costco, and Trader Joe's for most of our staples, and it has seriously helped us save a significant amount versus if we were to be shopping at other stores for most of our grocery shopping. Sometimes shopping at a new store can unlock a whole new level of savings. And here's something else that makes a difference. Choose foods that actually fill you up. And this isn't about dieting. It's about getting more from what you're buying. See, that $3 bag of chips might not seem like a lot right now, but say you eat that bag of chips, within 30 minutes to an hour, you're probably going to be right back in the kitchen eating again because you're probably still hungry. When you buy food that actually satisfies your hunger and not food that just tastes good for maybe 30 seconds or so, it can help you stay full for longer. And this can help reduce how quickly you're actually going through your food. And this next one can be a bit controversial, but it is to buy in bulk, but to do it wisely. You see, we've all bought that massive bag of something and had to throw it away, months or weeks later because we weren't able to finish it in time before it expired. When you're throwing away half a bag of something because you couldn't use it in time, that is not saving. It's waste. You see, buying in bulk can be cheaper, but really only if we use it. And here's the wild part. Buying in bulk can actually be more expensive per ounce than buying something that's in a smaller package. So make sure you're actually getting a good deal and you're not just buying it because it looks like it might be a good deal. Pick just 2 or 3 of these and you'll start to see a difference, not just in your bank account, but how your spending habits become more intentional over time. In my next video, we'll be talking about how budgeting isn't enough and how your environment may be quietly shaping your spending habits without you even realizing it. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd love to see you there. And before you go, make sure to grab my free guide, 5 hidden ways to save $200 this week. It's full of quick wins that you can use right now, and the link is down in the description below. If this helped you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new, and drop a comment down below if any of these tips were helpful to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.